cortices. So now the question is, how early do these brain changes begin? So a study that was published this year by Joe Piven and colleagues, and I was fortunate to be a co-author on this study as well, was a study of 92 high-risk infants, again, infants who have an older sibling with autism. And we looked at diffusion tensor imaging, which allows us to look at the pattern of white matter development. So these are the tracks in the brain that connect different brain regions and are related to myelinization in the brain. And basically what they found was that of these 92 infants, we found that 28 infants met criteria for autism. And only in those babies who went on to develop autism, there were changes and abnormalities in white matter fiber tract development that could be seen by 6 to 12 months of age, even before the onset of symptoms. And basically what we saw was that early on that these measures of white matter development were it suggested enhanced or rapid growth of these tracts, again followed by a slowing in growth. And in fact, if you hadn't done a longitudinal study, which was done with repeated measures of MRI, you might not have been able to interpret what was going on, because this is a very dynamic process and you have to look at it over time to see the abnormalities in the growth trajectory. So the idea here that the field is rapidly moving towards is using a range of biological markers, not only neuroimaging markers, but other molecular markers to be able to detect infants at risk for autism. And what we want to do is to begin intervention right away. Now, I mentioned if the average age of diagnosis is 5, then obviously a lot of kids aren't even starting intervention until 6. But in an ideal situation now,